Hi, I'm Anita with Anita's Creation 633. I'm back to show you another recipe. It's called Abondigas, Caldo de Abondigas, which is a meatball soup. I've got everything set up so you can see. I'm going to take you step by step. Instead of giving you all the ingredients at one time, I'm going to give it to you as we're going, so you'll see exactly how and where you're going to be using each thing. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, we're going to start with, right here I have a mixture of beef and pork. You don't have to mix it like that. You can do either pork or beef. Doesn't matter. Mix the two. Doesn't matter. So I have a 1.6 pounds of ground meat. Then I have a cup of rice. It's not cooked. I have a third cup of chopped up onions. I have a tablespoon of mint, already chopped up. And in this little container, I have a tablespoon of cumin, onion, garlic, beef broth, and a little bit of adobo, no salt. I also have a tablespoon of black pepper. And this is what we're going to be using for the meat and the soup. So, also, I have 2 eggs that we're going to be putting it in. So, let's start by using a good tablespoon, well, teaspoon, the kind that you use for stirring your coffee. And we're going to put the onions. We're also going to put the mint. If you don't like mint, you don't have to put it. You can use cilantro instead, or nothing at all. And we're going to do the 2 eggs. And we're putting in the rice. Okay. Now we're going to take our best tools in the kitchen, our hands. My hands have been washed very well, and let's mix. Make sure it's mixed up very well. Sure the egg and everything is well mixed in there. Okay, now we got that mix. Let me wash my hands and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to be putting my meatballs on this. It's already nice and clean. So let me just dry my hands a little bit better. Okay, now we're going to make the meatballs. It's all depending on you. If you want large meatballs, you're welcome to it. But mine are going to be about that size. Okay? So let me continue making these. And then I'll bring you back when they're done. Okay. So we're going to start making the sauce, the soup part of it. So we got 3 of the large Roman tomatoes. It doesn't have to be, as long as it's tomatoes. And we're going to put a whole large chipotle pepper with the adobo sauce with it. We're going to put about a spoonful of the adobo sauce out of there, because you don't want it too hot. It all depends on how hot you really like things. We're also going to take And we're going to put a heaping spoon and then half of one. And now, because remember, this has the black pepper, it has cumin, onion, garlic, adobo, so it has it all. And to this point, I have not added any salt whatsoever to it. Now we're adding water. And then give me a minute, and I'm going to blend it so you don't have to listen to the noise. Okay, this is the next step. We're going to put just a little bit of oil, not much, just a little bit. Now we're going to grab our mixture. Let's see if I can open it. And we're going to pour that in there. All right, we're going to let this cook a little bit. Once it starts heating up, I'll taste it and see if it needs anything else. Sometimes you might need to tweak it a little bit. And like I've always told you, it's to your taste. If you like more garlic, more onion, more cumin, more whatever, add it to it. It's not a law that you have to follow this to the T. Okay, so we're going to let this heat up. And I apologize for my phone ringing, but that's life. So let this cook for about 5 minutes and let it start boiling, and then I'll bring you back. And I'll show you the meatballs also. It came out to 13 meatballs, and I'll show them to you in a minute. Okay, it has started to boil. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me see if I can bring you in. It's boiling. Now we're going to add the meatballs, as you can see. Okay? Let's start adding the meatballs. If you put it like this, you don't run a chance of splattering the juice on you and burning yourself. I usually just drop them in because I'm used to doing it, but for people who are just starting to cook, I wouldn't want y'all to end up burnt. So I'd rather do it like this. May take a few more minutes, but at least you see how it's done. And as I mentioned, it made 13 meatballs, what they call a baker's dozen. The purpose of that was so they could try one out without messing up the dozen. All right. I'm going to let that cook for a few minutes, and then I'm going to, well, I might as well go and do it. I'm going to add some more water. That's a total of 6 cups of water. Now you can double this, triple this, depending on how many people you're going to try to serve. But yeah, we'll bring you back. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, I am going to add some more seasoning to it because I did taste it and it's lacking. So I'm going to add another 2. And I might as well put all of it, 2.5. And still, I haven't added any salt to this. It's mainly just what's in the seasonings. Okay, just let it boil, and then we'll test it again and make sure it's got enough salt and everything. It is a little spicy, so if you don't like spice, cut back on the chipotle. Maybe just a small piece instead, and make sure it's blended up really well. Other than that, let's let it cook. I don't mind a little spice. So we're gonna let it cook for a few more minutes. I would say another 10, 15 minutes. And then I'll check it and we'll go and start adding vegetables to it. Okay? I'll be right back. All right, this is what it looks like. It's already boiling. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and add the potatoes, because they take the longest, and the carrots, and the celery. And you know, you could add any vegetables that you like. You can add zucchinis, you name it. I mean, there's no limit to this. It's just whatever you like. Chayote, you can add chayote to it. And we're gonna let this cook for a little bit, for about 5-10 minutes, to give it a head start. And then we'll add the yellow squash. So I have 1 yellow squash, and that was 2 medium-sized potatoes, and it was 2 stalks of celery, and it was 4 carrots, but the carrots were almost the size of my finger, so I had to use 4. So that's what is in here now, and we're waiting to put the squash in. So we're going to let that come back up to a boil. And then I'll bring you back to that. All right, now it's time to add the squash. Like I said, you can add yellow squash, zucchini, chayote. So yeah, this is almost done. As soon as the potatoes are done, we're ready to eat. And as you can see, the meatballs stayed intact. They didn't break all apart or anything. So here we go. See, it's got vegetables in it. It's gonna be good. All right, we're just waiting on the squash. All right, be back. All right, it is done. Time to turn it off. Look at that. Oh my goodness. We can get some vegetables in here. Bring you over so you can see it. Look at that. I'm going to try it. But before I do, I'll go ahead and say it because I know it's a little spicy. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, touch that button, and so you'll get all the updates of my videos. And don't forget to comment. Let me know if you tried it, and if you did, how did it come out? See, they're not tough either. I don't know if you can see that or not. The meatballs are not tough at all. Look at that. Ah, so good. All right. Let's see if we can eat this without burning ourselves. It's very good. And after you added the water and the vegetables and everything, that little bit of pepper that I had put that was spicy at that moment calmed down some. I mean, it still has a little bite, but it's not something that you just can't handle. So you can do this with a little bit of rice, Mexican rice on the side, and serve it on the side, and then they can either put it inside the soup or not. And don't forget the fresh tortillas. But again, my name is Anita with Anita's Creations 633. I hope you try this, enjoy it, and God bless until we see each other again.